Welcome back to Clean with Kate and to my after dinner cozy evening routine. So it's just getting dark outside and I thought you might like to see what I'm doing this evening. So I've done my the dishes are washed, the dishwasher's loaded, and I've cleaned my sink. I've done a bit of a swish and swipe on my sink, and now I've just turned the lights down low. And I thought you might like to share my evening routine with me. This is a winter evening routine. So I like to have the twinkly lights on. In the evening, I keep the lighting very, very low just because it's more relaxing, and I wanted to go to bed earlier in winter. So this really helps. So I just thought you might like to see what the barn looks like after dark. I'll zoom out a little bit. So I've wiped down the table as part of my evening routine. Just going to put all the chairs back in. And I've got twinkly lights on the base of the dresser over there. I've put the phone on charge. Could do a little bit of plant care. That might be quite a nice evening routine. But everything's just set up ready for the morning. Anyway, what I'm going to do tonight, because I've already done the evening routine in the messy kitchen, is I'm going to do a little bit of laundry, but I might need to put my harness on for that. So going into the utility room, I managed to line dry my washing today, which was really nice. There's a bit of a mess going on in here, but I have got some ironing to do. So I thought you might like to join me for an evening ironing session. So I'm going to get the phone harness on, or I could use the tripod. I'll see which one I find first, and then you can join me for some ironing. So I've managed to get the phone harness on without dropping the phone. I just need to move these things over here off the ironing board. This is just clean things that are waiting to get put away in the barn. I think I'll put these, I don't think I'm going to need these hangers. I might need a couple, I suppose. Let's just pop them away in the cupboard for now. Ooh, I must take that apple basket and put it away. Another little basket here. Dog treats go away. That's something Mike wants to take to the polytunnel. Let's get the dog treats out of the way. Right, this washing machine's been airing all day, so I think we could shut that. So let's get the ironing set up. First thing I need to do is put some water in my iron. It's a steam iron. I've had this one for at least 12 months. It may be longer. It may actually be a couple of years. And I'm really pleased with this one. I went for a really heavy duty steam iron with a power supply. Let's just pop some water in it. Hopefully I remembered to empty it last time. I think I did. It's really important if you're ironing with a steam iron to take the water out of it each time. I learnt that the hard way. If you leave the water in the iron, you end up with mould and it damages your clothes. Right, I'm just going to go on to the clothes on the area because these have been on the line drying today. So I think they'll be really, really easy to iron. I'm going to get another area out, I think, to pop the ironing on. Because they're still a little bit damp, so they should iron very easily. That's what I'm hoping anyway. We'll find out. How long do you think it'll take me to do the ironing? Shall I set a timer? I haven't actually got a timer in here. But you know, I might set the timer on my watch. I think I'm going to iron for 15 minutes and see how much I get done. So if you'd like to join me, pop the kettle on, maybe make a cup of tea. Or a cup of coffee. I should have done that actually before I started. I quite often have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, decaf. I only drink decaf in the afternoons or evenings because otherwise I can't sleep if I get over caffeinated. I'm really sensitive to caffeine, so I stop my caffeine after midday usually. Occasionally I go a bit later, but definitely not after 1. I was hoping this t-shirt wouldn't be too creased, because it's been on the line. It's not completely dry, but it's pretty dry. It's just right for ironing. It's still slightly damp. So it's easier to iron the washing when it's still damp. The longer it goes, the drier it gets, the harder it gets to iron. But I have got some in the basket, which has been sat for a couple of days. Right, I might try pressing this corduroy skirt. Next, I'm starting with the stuff that's damp, because that's going to be the easiest to do. Nice easy wins. Had quite a busy day today. Been out with the dogs this afternoon. I've also been and done a grocery shop, so it's been quite a busy day. Fitted some work in around it. fitted some housework in around it. I've also managed to set, hopefully, of course, who knows, it might not work, but I think I've set myself up as a podcast as well. So if you prefer to just listen to me rather than watching me, because I know some of you find I make you dizzy, then you have the option of selecting me as a podcast now on YouTube, I think. I think I've set it up today. I've just got to go through now and add the videos so they're in podcast form. I think I've managed to add some, but they're not all in there yet. I've also set up a flylady 31 baby steps podcast for anyone who just wants to have me in their ear explaining the baby steps. Each one is an individual session. Or anyone who wants to do anyone who's new to the flylady system or just wants a flylady refresh. Right, what else have I got going on here? So the trousers. Those trousers definitely are going to need an iron, so it'd be much easier to do them while they're damp. These are my husband's favourite trousers at the moment. They're a pair of chinos. I don't recognise the make. It's called Z.E. Enzo. I don't know where they're from. But I think they were my son's. My youngest son, who's now 25, he has actually outgrown these trousers. And he passed them on to my husband. So my husband really lucked out because they're a really, really nice pair of trousers and he loves wearing them. I don't know where they're from. I should really ask my son because I think my husband would like to get some more of them. Or maybe I should have a look online. Probably quite easy to find. There you go. Z Enzo 989 premium quality. What size are they? 32 regular. I shall have to look and see if I can find him some more because they're his favourites. They're always in the wash. And they're a bit smarter than jeans. Because he tends to live in either jeans or that pair of chinos. He used to live in combat trousers, but he seems to have worn his combat trousers out because I haven't seen any combat trousers recently. But he definitely has his favourite clothes and those chinos are definitely in the favourite list at the moment. Anyway, I got very sidetracked there. I was telling you about my podcasts. So the podcasts are on Amazon. Sorry, not Amazon. YouTube. The podcasts are on YouTube. I don't know if you'll be able to access them anywhere else or if they're only on YouTube. It's something I only discovered was on there. Today, actually. I've been thinking for a while I'd like to do a podcast. But I hadn't actually got round to it. But then I found actually YouTube has a thing built into it where you can convert your videos into podcasts. So it's presumably just the soundtrack. So it'd be interesting to see. I'll have to have a listen to one and see what they're like. Because I know some of you do just listen to me or you have me on in the background while you're doing your housework. I'm your cleaning buddy. So tonight, I am doing my ironing. Let me know what you're doing. I like to iron. Ironing is one of those things that I find quite relaxing at the end of the day. When the children were little, I used to have to force myself to iron. I didn't find it as particularly relaxing because I didn't have a dedicated area for ironing. I had to sort of set my ironing board up in front of the TV. I tried to make it fun, but what I tended to do is let the ironing pile up to the point where there were like 3 baskets full. And then, of course, when there's that much of it, you just don't enjoy it, do you? It's hard work. So now, because I can leave my ironing board set up permanently, and I don't need to set it up in front of the telly, I can just have my laptop on here, or I can listen to a podcast, or just have music on. Then I just do ironing smaller bursts. And I find it's much easier to motivate myself to do it and get it done. If it's just a small amount of ironing, it's not as overwhelming. And I usually set a timer to keep myself focused. And also, because then I know that if I'm tired, I can say to myself, well, I'll just iron for 15 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, if I've had enough, then that's enough. I can stop. It's just giving yourself, the timer gives you permission. It helps you get started because it makes the task seem, less. So the task, anybody can iron for 15 minutes. It's not a big deal. Or you could just set it for 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes would seem too short to me. Occasionally I've done that if I haven't had much ironing, but it doesn't seem worth filling the iron with water for that really. So I usually go for 15 minutes. And then sometimes I will keep going. I'll get really into it, and I'll go maybe keep resetting the timer. Or sometimes if I'm tired, I'll just stop after 15 minutes. But you know what? It means I get something done, and I can give myself a sort of a gold star, and it means the ironing never becomes overwhelming. In fact, it's a long time now since I've reached my ironing threshold. So my ironing threshold, I've actually got 3 ironing baskets there at the moment. My ironing threshold used to be if my 2 ironing baskets were full, I had to iron. It was a sign. I had nowhere else to put stuff, so I had to do the ironing. Now I've got 3 baskets. I could have make it 3 basket threshold. But you know what? I've got a really good little ironing routine going over summer, and I'm just carrying it on. I'm just doing it every other day. And when it needs doing, I just see if there's any ironing in the basket, I iron it, rather than letting it pile up till there's 2.5 baskets, or the baskets are literally overflowing and I feel, oh, I must do the ironing. And by not letting it become an overwhelming task, it's much simpler it's much easier to get started. Golly, I'm a little hoarse today. I've made a couple of videos today, and I've also been socialising this afternoon, so my voice is quite hoarse from all the talking. I'm surprised I'm not asleep on the sofa. But I don't want to go to sleep on the sofa. I've got things I need to do this evening. I've got a phone call later on this evening, a catch-up phone call, and I need to stay awake, otherwise I'll miss it. Right, so I'm ironing my pillowcases, because I do like iron pillowcases, I've come to realise. This is one of those things that if I've got the time to do it, I do it. Next is a t-shirt. Golly, it's looking pretty impressive already. I've only been going 4 or 9 minutes, and I've done quite a lot of it because I ironed the stuff that came in off the line first. That was really easy. I didn't need to use any steam on it, so it was much, much quicker. At this time of year, I do still wear t-shirts, but I tend to wear them as a base layer. So I'll usually wear a vest, usually a jigsaw vest as my first layer over my underwear. Then I'll wear a little white t-shirt, because you never know, it can be sunny occasionally. It can be warm enough occasionally to take your jumper off. And then over the top, I've usually got a long sleeve t-shirt or a polo neck t-shirt. And then on the top of that, if I go out, I've usually got a jumper as well. So it is getting quite chilly now, particularly in the evenings. Although today was absolutely gorgeous. It was warm, it was sunny. You can see how much longer this is taking to iron than the t-shirts that had been just freshly off the line. This is quite a job because it's been sat in the ironing basket a couple of days. It's much, much drier. So if you do line dry, it's worth just running the iron over things as soon as they come in off the line, as I have done today. It was such a glorious day. I hung the washing out. That's the first time probably I've been able to hang my washing out in several weeks, because we've had quite a lot of rain. And there's more forecast tonight. We're in for a downpour, I think, and tomorrow. So it's definitely going to be a drying things indoor day tomorrow. But you know what? I don't think I've got any laundry to do tomorrow. I washed the bedding on Monday, and I'm pretty caught up. My laundry baskets are pretty empty. I don't think the towels need doing. I haven't got any work laundry to do. I haven't got any cottage laundry to do. It's a lovely feeling. I am caught up on the laundry completely and utterly at the moment. I realise that will not last for long, but I'm going to enjoy it while it does. Tomorrow, all I will need to do is fold this laundry, put it into baskets, take it upstairs and put it away. That's a nice, easy job. The bedding is already on its way upstairs. I've put some of it away, and there's another bit to put away, and that'll be ready. I've put that away in the bedroom, in the blanket box in the bedroom, so it's there ready for the next time we change the bedding. I find that's the easiest way to do it. I used to keep it all in a big airing cupboard, but I was constantly having to sort through to find, because all our bedding is white, I was constantly getting it all mixed up. Whereas now I know which bedding goes on which bed, and I just, because the beds are obviously some different sizes, so I just wash it and dry it, iron what I'm going to iron, which is not all of it, and then I just put it away again in the bedroom where it belongs. So I have a storage box in the bedroom. And sometimes I'm even simplifying it more than that. So some of the guest bedrooms, I literally just wash the bedding after the guests have gone, and then I don't remake the bed until the bedding is clean and dry, and then I just pop it straight back on. because some of the guest bedrooms get used quite a lot. My daughter visits a lot and my son visits fairly often. All right. Okay, I've got another very creased t-shirts. These t-shirts have really past their best. I've had them probably for 2 or 3 years at least, possibly 4 years. I think next summer I'm due for some new t-shirts. They're just H&M t-shirts. I love H&M t-shirts. They're my totally favourite. They're quite fitted and they're elasticated. And I just find they suit me. And I enjoy wearing them. And they're quite a youthful shape because they're cap sleeve. And they're good for wearing in summer so you get your arms nice and brown. I just love them. I don't buy any other t-shirts. In fact, they are the only t-shirts I buy are H&M. And they're really reasonably priced. And they last well, as you can see. And they come up, wash really well. They haven't shrunk. I've never tried tumble drying them. I think we're a bit wary of tumble drying. I've never actually read the washing instructions in them. I tend to line dry them or dry them on the areas and then I iron them. Let me know if you've ever tumbled the H&M sort of basic t-shirts. How did you get on? Because they've got sort of elasticy or later, I don't know what it is in them that makes them fit so nicely. But because they've got that sort of slightly elasticy feeling, they ping back, they keep their shape. I think tumble drying them might destroy that. Do you know, I'm going to look at the washing instructions. I'm inquisitive now to know. What do you think? Do you think they'll be tumble dryable? Will I be able to read the instructions? Is the next question. No, they are not. It says wash at 40 degrees, do not tumble dry. There we go. The symbol inside says do not tumble dry. The symbol is like a square with a circle in it and then it's got a cross to it. If they were tumble dryable, it would just show the square with the circle in it, which is the symbol for the tumble dryer, and then it wouldn't be crossed out. But if there's a cross to it, it means do not tumble dry. So my gut instinct was right. If it says do not tumble dry, I don't tumble dry. Occasionally though, I don't always follow the washing instructions. I have put things through the wall wash in the washing machine, even though they've said hand wash only. But I talked to somebody who's actually a second-hand clothes dealer and who deals in a lot of wool and silk. And she told me that she always uses the hand wash cycle on the washing machine because when I've talked to her about it. So ever since she told me that, I've been doing it and it's been absolutely fine. I don't think I've had anything go wrong when I've put it through on the wool wash, because on my washing machine it has a very, very gentle cycle. And the only time I once made a mistake is I think I put it onto a fast spin after the wool wash, and that wasn't good for it. So you just need to let it follow the wool wash program so it doesn't spin things. This is a lovely little autumn winter vest that I just wear as a base layer. Sometimes I wear it as pyjama top. It's great in bed. Hey, I've got to the bottom of the basket. Go me. I deserve a gold star. And the other reason I like to iron after dinner or do some housework after dinner is because we've had a really big dinner tonight. We were eating leftovers. We've been eating it all week, actually. It was a nice, easy tea because we're both really hungry. We'd been busy. We had leftovers of cottage pie, but there was a lot of mashed potato on the top. And so... there's my timer going. I'm just going to finish just going to put that one on there. So it's good to move. That mashed potato, when you digest it, just turns into glucose in your bloodstream. Mashed potato is digested quite quickly. Luckily, there was meat and there was cheese with it, as well as vegetables, which slows down the absorption. But mashed potato is very quick release carbohydrate. So if I didn't move after eating it, I'd probably find I was asleep on the sofa within about half an hour. So I've moved for 15 minutes. In fact, I've moved for more than that because I have tidied up the kitchen as well. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Look at that, 15 minutes, all that ironing is done. Golly, 2 hours pretty much full of ironing. I'm really pleased with that. That's pretty good for me. That is very good. And, oh, sorry, that mashed potatoes coming back at me. Right, let's get rid of the water out of the iron so I don't make my iron hole mouldy and horrible. Here we go. And I'm going to leave my iron to air with the little thing open. I'm going to plug that back in but leave it switched off. And that is me done. that is me done for tonight. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Please do like, comment and subscribe. It's really appreciated and I always love to hear from you. And let me know how you're getting on. What things are you on top of your ironing? Do you iron at all? Do you have any ironing tips or laundry tips? Anyway, bye for now.